Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another LEGO Train MOC Showcase video. We are back with some more rolling stock. These are some four-wheel coaches, but these are much more recognisable as Annie and Clarabel. It's about time I made these, I think. So I've had my model of Thomas for over 2.5 years, and Annie and Clarabel were not that difficult to make. The only issue I had was getting the wheels to behave over R40 points and corners, and that led to a couple of interesting methods used for the buffers and the magnets, but I will get into that in just a moment. So in terms of overall construction, both coaches were built up identically, except that Clarabel has a slightly different window arrangement at the rear, but this is basically the same coach. There is a lot of sideways building used for the windows and for the door handles, which are minifigure rolling skates, and with a countless amount of these 1x3 slope bricks to use, I may as well chuck them on here. Save myself having to make a bricklink order, you know. Now, I believe this is an accurate representation of the hit era version of the coaches. Again, not quite what I wanted to do, but I'd rather use these pieces instead of having to make another bricklink order for parts that I might not even ultimately use. Since the wheels are so far apart on a rigid base, I had to think of something in order for the magnets to connect to other wagons and rolling stock and the locomotives if I want to have this running on a layout. So the buffers are brick built, which is nothing too new, but I had to go back and forth with what I wanted to do for the magnets. So I have an interesting little system that does work quite well, and it's a very simple method of using an old magnet connected to a 2x3 round brick and a 2x2 turntable with some jumper plates on them. And that is how that sits onto the base. This is a 7-wide model. And overall, it just kind of works. There was a lot of trial and error with some Technic pieces, but it turns out something a bit more simple in construction was all I really needed. When I originally made these coaches, they were powered, but I could only fit a medium motor in them, and it was really slow and weak, and it just didn't quite go as well as I thought it would. So sadly, these are unpowered coaches, so if I wanted to put this with Thomas and have it go around a layout, I will have to put something powered behind all of this, which is not quite the desired effect I was hoping for, but at the same time, I'd rather have it this way and have it work more smoothly than fuss around with motors and power stuff that just won't go in my favour. So overall, I now finally have Annie and Clarabel on my railway. I have also opted to not go for the faces because I would rather keep these a bit more bland, so I can use these as regular four-wheel coaches anyway. But you can look at these and tell straight away, these are Annie and Clarabel. So thank you all ever so much for watching. Down in the description you can find links to my Instagram and Flickr pages for some sneak peek and behind the scenes action. You can also find a link to my Discord server in the description where you can keep up and chat with like-minded fans of LEGO trains and Nerf blasters. Keep an eye out on my community tab for polls and updates. Thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.